Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Hi, my name is Nick. So this is the final project of database. So the name of the database project is online banking system. So this is name of our teams. So the name of our teams is, the first one is Muhammad Daniel Ilham bin Shahidi, and the second one is me, Nick Aiman bin Asri, and third one is Muhammad Sufi Adam bin Muhammad Yusuf. So we go to the introductions. So the introduction of the online banking system is online banking, also known as internet banking or web banking, is electronic payment system that enable customers of a bank or other financial institution to conduct a range financial transaction through the financial institutions websites. So this is with online banking we can pay anything and buy anything with easy way. So that is our introduction of the online banking systems. And the second part is the problem statements. The problem statements, we have a lot of the problem statements, but we take the main of the problem statements that have the three ways. The first one is all transaction need more time to do because they're still using file that will take time to do the transaction. For all people, you see this still using the file to do this transaction, we take time to do the transaction. The second part is the all transaction cannot do transaction at once, so this will make it difficult for people like traders who often use payment as a business. So the third part is the all transaction need more space to put file and difficult to maintain this way. Okay, third part is the next is the objective of the project. So the objective of the project is to develop bank customers and users to use the online banking system to provide the foundation services for a full range of mobile based on banking services. So the management of the online banking system must have a good system to for all people can use this online banking system transaction. So that's the objective of the online banking system for the online banking systems. So next is two different scope to be identified. So we have the two scope here. So first scope is the electronic gadget can be used to transfer funds directly, and the second part is use the electronic can fund transfer and deposit directly into your accounts. So this is our scope to be identified. So the next one is the project significations. So the project signification is based on the project significations through the motivation and inspiration for the online banking project are the consumer not required to visit a bank branch to complete most of their basic banking transactions. They can do all of this at their own convenience whenever they want and stay at home, at work, and so on. So this is help people to do their transaction more easy. So we can do the transaction where we want, so like the at home and at work and so on. So this is very lovely to us, like now is COVID-19, we can use that uh, and do the transaction more easier. So the next part is the business rules. Okay, this is our business rules. Okay, The business rules: a user has one or many accounts. An account is belong to one and only one user. And the second part, for the payment, a payment is made using one or one account, and account is used to make one or more payments. A transaction, for the transaction, a transaction is made using one or many account. An account is used in one or many transaction. And for the receiver, is a receiver is involved in many transaction. In a transaction has involved only the one receiver. And the next one is the a bank. So a bank has a many receiver account, and a receiver account belong to only one bank. So that is our business rule for our projects. Next one is the project ARD. Okay, so the project ARD, you can see here, the first is the accounts. So the attribute account go to the user, and transaction and payment here. So the account, for the account, SSC number is as the primary key, and the user ID as the foreign key, and the user ID as the primary key, and transaction, and then go to the transaction ID as the primary key, and the SSC number as the foreign key. For the receiver ID as the primary key, and the bank ID is foreign key. And go to the bank, and bank ID as the primary key. So here, for the account, go to the payment, and payment, for the payment attributes is a payment ID as the primary key, and the biller SEC, biller account as a foreign key. And go to the last one is the bill, then primary key is the biller account, bill accounts. So that is the our project ARD. Go on. So next is the data dictionary. So we have the 7 data dictionary. First is accounts, receiver, bank, user, transaction, payment, and bill. So we can go to on. Okay, this is our user. So data dictionary of user. So user, we can see here, the user ID as a primary key, and they have a lot of attributes here. So, and next is the transaction, and transaction ID as the primary key, we can see here, and have 7 transaction here, attributes. So the next one is the accounts. Okay, account, we can see here, account number as a primary key. So, and the user ID as a foreign key. So the next one is the bank. This is bank attributes. This is bank ID as a primary key. And next one is the bill as a primary key too, and they have a biller name as attributes. And next one is the receiver. So receiver ID as a primary.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Deni Ilham bin Shahidi. Today I will present about the SQL Data Definition Language or DDL. Okay, so now I will explain the SQL Data Definition Language or DDL. Firstly, this DDL has a create table user. This create table user has a user ID, what support the data type, a number in column 12, and has a not null command. Second has a first name, was support the data type by baca2 in column 25 and has a not null. Third has a last name baca2 25 and not null. And then this table user has a date of birth or DOB was support that data type by the date and the common as not null. This table user has a address was support the data was support data type by baca2 35 into 35 and has a not null. This script table has a email baca2 25 not null, and lastly has an account password char 10 and has a not null, and lastly has a primary key in column user ID, and don't forget a semicolon. Secondly, has a create table account data definition language. Third, has a create table below. Fourth, has a create table payment. Okay, today I will continue the SQL data definition language or DDL. Okay, SQL data definition language or DDL has a create table receiver, and then SQL data definition language our project has a create table transaction, and lastly has a create table for bank. Okay, now I will present the SQL data manipulation or DML. The SQL data manipulation has three types. That is insert, update, and delete. Alright, today I will explain the SQL DML for insert. This question wants 5 insert queries, question, and SQL statement. Notes: insert at least 5 rows of the data for each table. Okay, firstly, this insert has a 5 insert in the every table. Insert table user has a user ID, first name, last name, date of birth or DOB, address, email, and account password. Secondly, this our project has an insert table account. And the insert table account has an account number, account type, account amount, and user ID. User ID is a foreign key from the user. This our project has a insert table for transaction. The 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 insert table for transaction has a transaction identification, I, transaction of amount, date transaction, receiver account, and account number. Account number that is from the table account. Okay, our project has an insert table below. Insert table below has a below account and below name. This our project also has an insert table payment. Insert table payment has a payment identification, payment type, payment below account, payment amount. Okay, example, payment first row and the payment ID is A09977. The the payment type is a debit. Biller account as a 8766, and lastly the payment amount is a 1800. Okay, and third last and the second last, our project has a insert table for bank. The insert table uh, for bank has a bank identification and has a bank name. Okay, example, the first row at the table bank has a at the bank identification 423677, that is the bank ID, and the bank name and the bank name is Maybank. Last the for insert of DML is a insert table for receiver. Insert table for receiver has a three. There's a receiver of identification, receiver name, and bank ID. Bank ID is a foreign key from the table bank. Okay, okay. All right. After the insert table, so we go through the update table. The update table, there are five update query and questions. Okay, the firstly, this update table has an update table for user. The question is change the first name of user with user identification 5677 to Jauhari first name, and verify the change made to the table. Okay, the first name is the Jauhari, and the user ID is 5677. Okay, second, this update has an update table account. The question for the update table account has a change the account type of an account with user identification 9979917 to loan. Okay, and verify the change made to the table. Okay, update table. Yeah, this is SQL. SQL first is update account. Set the account type to loan, where user ID is 9917. Okay, next. Okay, well, next table also has a table update for biller. The question of the update table biller is convert the name of biller with biller account 2241 to NAS food. Verify the change made to the table. The SQL is firstly SQL for the update table. Firstly is update table. Firstly must write the update table. The second, set biller name NAS food, and thirdly where biller account is 2241, and lastly don't forget put the semicolon. Okay, this answer is this 2241, and the change name is biller name is NAS food. Okay, the next, the table also has a table update for table payment. The question of the table payment is convert the amount of payment with payment identification K9766 to 5100. Verify the change made to the table. The SQL is update payment. Yeah, firstly from the SQL is the update payment. Secondly, set payment amount. The payment amount is 5100, and lastly where payment ID of payment identification is the 766. Okay, next. Okay, the lastly for the update table is the update table for transition. Okay, the query or question for the update table is the change the amount of transition with a date transition at 06 day June 2018, and with transition identification is the MA 654320912 2100 mount, and verify the change made to the table. Okay, firstly, update table from the SQL is the update. Firstly, must have a update transition. Second, must have a set amount is the 100. And lastly, must have a where the transition 0 6 6 day June 2018, and transition identification or transition ID is MA9 MA654320912. Okay. Okay, the first delete statement is the question is a delete a receiver, which is a receiver name and the ASMAN from receiver table. Verify the change made to the table. Okay, the SQL is show the delete from the table receiver where receiver name is equal ASMAN. So the SQL result must show the receiver must have the receiver identification, receiver name, and bank ID. Okay, the second the question is a delete a payment, which is a payment identification is 097345VX. Verify change made to the table. So the SQL is the delete from payment where payment identification equal 097345VX. So the result is a payment identification, payment type, bill account, and bill amount. Okay, lastly for the simple and complex statement is the table delete. Okay, table delete has the 5 delete queries and question and must include the SQL statement. Okay, the first delete table is the question is the delete a transaction which is a date is a 10 March 2020, and verify change made to the table. Okay, the SQL from the delete transition is a delete from transition, and second where where that transition 10 March 2020. Okay, that is the answer for the SQL. Okay, go through the delete query or question and SQL statement. Okay, the question is location of the delete table from bank is the delete a table a bank which is a bank name is in UOB bank from the table a bank table. Explain the result you get after processing this query. Okay. Okay, firstly my SQL is a delete from bank where bank name is the UOB bank, and then after when and then the result is a got a error. Okay, I will explain why result is error. Okay, because the explanation is the result is error because we cannot delete data UOB bank from table bank, because the data from uh, table bank a foreign key to table receiver. Okay, okay, the last from the delete statement is the delete for the user from user is a delete a user which is a last name as me from the user table, and then explain the result you get after processing this query. Okay, Okay, from my the SQL is the delete from user, and then second, why last name is Azmi, and then the result is got error. Okay, why error? Because why error? Okay, I will explain the I will explain that as I will explain that I will explain it. The result is error because we cannot delete data Azmi from table user because the data from table user a foreign key to table account. Okay, so data from the table user a foreign key uh, to table account. Okay. All right. So now I will continue the SQL data manipulation language or DML. SQL data manipulation language must have a has a relation algebra and select statement. Okay. Okay. Next. Firstly, that is a 5 data queries and question for the selection and projection operation. Okay, the question is the list all the transaction with amount greater than 200. Okay, the SQL is the select from transaction where amount greater than 200, and don't forget to put the semicolon. Okay, that is a result answer. It's result answer. The amount is the 600, 240, 300, and 500. And then the relation algebra, that is a relation algebra for this question. Okay, the next is the question is to retrieve information of payment identification A0099777, which type is debit. Okay, the relation algebra is the bracket symbol selection payment underscore type equal comma debit and symbol and payment underscore identification or payment ID equal A09977 close bracket and open bracket for the table payment. Okay, close bracket. Okay, the next okay, that is SQL. The SQL is a select from payment. Okay, the second is the where payment and payment type equal is a debit and payment identification A09977. Okay, this the answer is this. The result is this. Result identification is the A09977. Payment type is debit. Bila name Ahbun Shop. Bila account 8766. Okay. Okay. The next is question or query is to produce a list of amount for all transaction showing only transaction identification, date transaction, receiver name, and amount details. The relation algebra is the projection symbol, transaction identification, date salary, receiver account, receiver amount, and bracket in the bracket from the table transaction and close bracket. Okay, the SQL is the select transaction ID, date transaction, receiver account, and amount. And then lastly, there's from transaction, and the result is the must have the transaction ID, transaction date transaction, receiver account, and amount. Okay, next, the query or question is to retrieve the account open bracket identified by account number close bracket whose amount above 2000. The relation algebra is the symbol project must have the symbol projection, and then SCC underscore number and account, and have must have the SCC underscore amount or account amount, and open bracket must have the symbol selection and has a account amount, and then it has a symbol greater than 2000 and close bracket and open bracket from table amount, from table account and close bracket. Okay, the SQL is the select account number and account amount from account where account amount great, greater than 2000. Okay, then lastly for the selection and projection operation question is to get a monthly amount for all transaction together with transaction identification and date. Okay, the relation algebra is must have the projection symbol, transaction underscore identification or transaction ID, and has a date underscore transaction, and the and the and the open bracket salary over 12 over symbol 12 and close bracket and open bracket from staff table and close bracket. The SQL is the select transaction underscore ID, date underscore transaction, and open bracket amount over 12 close bracket, and lastly must from the table, that is a table from transaction. Okay, the result is has a transaction identification, date transaction, and amount over over year over 12. Okay, the next is that is a topic, the aggregation and grouping operation. Okay, the first question or query is find the minimum of transaction amount. That is a relation algebra, and then that is a SQL. The SQL is the select min. Min is the minimum of transaction and transaction of amount, and then open bracket amount and close bracket as the my min, and then the lastly is the from transaction table, transaction table. Okay, the answer, okay, the result from the SQL is my min is 100 for the minimum transaction. So the minimum transaction is a 100. Okay, all right, find the number of transaction identification and sum of amount made on the date at 1 March 2020 until 12 November 2020. That is a relation algebra. Okay, and then the last is the third is the SQL statement. The SQL statement must have the select count, open bracket, transaction underscore ID or identification, close bracket as the my count, and then must have the sum, open bracket amount, close as my sum from transaction table. All right, and then lastly must have the where date underscore transaction between is until between date is the 1 March 2020 and is and 12 and then 12 November 2020. So the result is the my count the my count is the 5, and then the my sum of the amount is the 1640. Okay, is the next is the query or question is find the number of transaction identification of the transaction table in each account and their total amounts. All right. Second is that is a relation algebra. Okay. And then third is the SQL statement. The SQL statement must have the select account num is an account number, and then second count, and then count for the transaction ID, okay, as the my count, and then sum, and then sum for the amount, and then as the my sum. Okay, the table from the table transaction from, okay, group by the account num or SCC num. So the answer is got the SCC num res- num num and then the count is the my count, and show that is a my count, and then lastly got the my my sum results. Question is the get the number transaction identification or transaction in each account and their total amounts. That is a relation algebra. Okay, the SQL is the select account number count transaction underscore identification as my count, sum amount as my sum. The table from the transaction group by. All right, the last of the aggregation and grouping operation. The question is the find the number of transaction identification who earn more than 300 amount in each account, and the sum of their amount. Okay, the second is that is a relation algebra. Okay, the third is a SQL statement. SQL statement must have the select account number or SC num, and then must have the count for the transaction identification, and as and then they call it as a my count, and then has a sum of amount as my sum. They call it as a sum as a my sum. Okay, the table from the transaction where amount greater than 300. Okay, group by account number, order by account number. Okay, the next. Okay, the top. Okay, then. Okay, the next is the 5 data query of question that's in the that's involve the inner and outer join operation. That is a topic from the inner and outer join operation. Okay, the firstly the question this part is the list name of all user who has an account bank with any account type. Okay, what uh, the the relation algebra is the user id equal account dot user id open bracket cell projection symbol, must have the symbol projection, and then has a user id, first name, last name, and open bracket from table user, close bracket, and has a table and has a symbol join, and then open bracket has a open bracket must have the projection symbol, user id, account type, and 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 then open bracket has a table from account, and then close bracket. The SQL has a select u dot user id, first name and last name, a dot account num, there's a means or the account from the account, and then has a account type. from user, and then from the table user, that is u, and from the account, that is a, they call it a, where a dot user id equal u dot user identification or user id. The answer is that is the answer. Answer is the must have the user id, list the user id, list the first name, last name, account number, and account type. The next is the get list the payment and biller that are in the account along with any unmatched payment. Okay, this is use the left join. Okay, the relation algebra has a projection symbol, has a payment identification, payment type, payment account, and open bracket from payment and close bracket, and then has a symbol left join, and then join, and then from a join below. Okay, the SQL is the select select p dot and then b dot. P is means from the payment, b that is from biller. From payment p, payment call it p, and the left join biller dot call the p and on, and then the lastly has a on p dot biller underscore account equal p dot biller account. So that is the answer for left join. Answer for left join from the SQL. The question is a list complete detail of payment who made pay type by credit. Okay, the payment. Okay, payment. That is a symbol join, symbol on payment dot biller dot payment dot biller account equal biller dot biller account underscore account open bracket, and then must have this symbol selection payment underscore type equal credit, and then open bracket biller close, and then close bracket. The SQL must have the select payment dot from payment join biller on payment dot biller account equal biller dot biller account where payment dot payment type equal op, open and then equal credit credit. So the answer is got the payment identification, payment type, biller account, and biller amount. So the payment ID is a LK9978. The payment type that is a credit, and then biller account 6678, and then the payment amount is the 980. Okay. The next is the question is the get a list complete details of transaction who use account type variable. Okay, the relation algebra is the transaction join transaction dot account number equal account dot account number open bracket must have the selection symbol, and then has an account underscore type equal rental close open bracket account from table account, and then close bracket. So the SQL has the select transaction dot from transaction join account on transaction dot account number equal account number where account dot account type is rental. So the result is got the transaction ID got the transaction ID. Example, got the transaction ID is a PO 87609456. The amount is the 600. The transaction is 9 November 2020. Receiver account is the 987456731. The account number is 66009999255621. Okay, the lastly of the inner or and the outer joint operation is the question is the for each transaction, please list number of transaction account and who made amount with um, amount the accounts. The relation algebra is an open bracket, has a symbol projection, transaction I underscore identification as the account number, account type, amount, open bracket, table from transaction, close bracket, and then and then has a table and then has a symbol join as a transaction dot account number equal account dot account number. So so that is a SQL statement, and then got the result and then got the result from the SQL, that is a transaction and identification, account number, account type, and amount. The last topic of the SQL data manipulation language or SQLDML last topic is the nest or subquery operation. Okay, the first question is the find payment whose amount is larger than amount of at least one payment at type transfer. Okay, okay the second is that is a relation algebra. Okay, the third is the SQL statement. The SQL statement is the select, must have the select underscore identification, payment type, payment amount, and then from the payment where payment amount greater than any, open bracket, select payment underscore amount from payment where payment type is the equal transfer. So the answer got the payment type. So example, the result is the payment type is the NM 98763. The payment type is a credit. The payment amount is a 6,000. The second payment ID is the K9766, and then got the payment got the type is the saving, and then got the amount is a 5,100, and then the third is a the third is a identification is the got the IV4456, and then payment type is a debit, and then payment then the amount is a 3,300, and then the last it got the 097343445VX. The type is a transfer, and then the amount is a 3,900. All right. The second is the second is that get a list who made a payment and biller name at the TT market. Okay, second this relation algebra. Okay, third is the the SQL statement. The SQL statement, the show is it is the select payment underscore identification, payment amount, payment type from payment where biller account equal, open bracket, select biller account from biller where biller name equal, that is a TT market. So that's the answer at the SQL is the payment identification. So the payment identification NM98763. The amount is at 6,000, and then the type is a credit. Okay, the question the third Question thirdly is display the account number, type, and amount of account which have a maximum account. So the color yellow is the relation algebra. Okay, the the last is, the last thing is the SQL statement. The SQL statement must have the account number or an account type, account amount from the table account, where account amount equal is the open bracket select maximum is apa count the maximum account maximum open bracket account amounts, and then close bracket from table account. So the select, so I will explain the select max is max is the count the max find the max account amount. So the SQL result got the account number for the firstly they got the account number 782350433044, and then the type is a income type, and then the amount is 6,000. Okay, the second last is the find the date amount greater than 1 April 2020. So this question want to find the date amount but greater than this date, then date. Okay, so second that is a relation algebra. The relation algebra is the open bracket and then has a symbol projection, date transition, and then amount, close bracket, open bracket, selection, amount greater than, open bracket, selection, not selection, sorry, the projection, amount, close bracket, open bracket, selection, date transition equal 1 April 2020, and then open bracket transition from table transition, and then close bracket. So the SQL statement is the select date transition and then amount from the table transition where amount greater than greater than, open bracket, select amount from transition where date transition equal is a 1 April 2020. So got that. So the answer, the SQL is the date transition, and then their amounts. Okay. The lastly is the question is that display the account number type for all account that amount is greater than the average amount for all account. So the color table is the color white table is the relation algebra for these questions. Okay, the third is the SQL. The third is a SQL statement. The SQL statement has the select account number, account type, account amount, and then minus, open bracket, select average, open bracket, account amount, close bracket, from account, and then close bracket as a, and then call it as the average amount, and then from the table account, and then after that where account amount greater than, open bracket, select average, open bracket, account amount, close bracket, from table account. So that is answer is the account num is the 90146421132. The account type is a income. The average amount is a one, so got the average amounts. Okay, the second account number is the 782350433044, and then the type is the income, and then the amount, and then the second, the amount is a 142,142,855,142,144,142,855. Okay. Okay, so that's for that's for all, that's all for me, my part.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Adams. I'm from S3G2. Okay, today I want to talk about conclusions. Okay, first is system contributions. Online banking, also called as internet banking, allow the customer to use all the banking service from a computer which has the internet access. The customer can perform financial transaction on a secure website operated by the bank. Online banking offers features such as bank statements, loan applications, fund transfer, e-bill payments, and account aggregation allow the customer to monitor all their accounts in one place. Okay, so here have 5 contributions of online banking system. Okay, the 5 contribution is pay your bill online. You can use your bank's website to pay your bills online and never worry about your check getting lost in the mail. Most banks have a section in which you set up payers. You will need to fill out the information once, and then you can simply choose the payer every time you want to pay from the company. Okay. Second is view your transaction. Online banking allow you to access your account history and transactions from anywhere. This is the quickest way to see whether a transaction has cleared your account. It also enable you to find out about any unauthorized transactions more quickly, so you can dispute them right away. So anyone or everybody who want to lie you can you can know. Okay. Number 3, transfer money between accounts. You can quickly transfer money between accounts when you do it online. It's more convenient than going to a bank in person of using an automated phone service which require you to provide information when prompted. Okay. Number 4, bank on your phone with a mobile app. Most banks offers a mobile app that allow you to more easily take advantage of online banking on your phone. You can quickly check up on your accounts when you are out shopping, transfer funds, so you don't end up overdrawing or make sure a merchant has double charge you. Okay. Number 5, the last one is since with your budget application. Money Many budgeting apps such as Mint and Pocket Guide can be synced with your online banking information. That feature makes sticking to your budget more easier. Okay. Okay. If you have a spouse or partner you share bank and credit card account with, you might want to look for an app that enable you to easily sync your info with each other. Better have home budget and honeydew, for example, are budgeting apps designed specifically for couple or household. Okay. Furthermore is system drawback, technology and service interruptions. Anytime we use computer or internet service, we are at the mercy of the system's stability and efficiency. Your ability to access account online will naturally be affected if your internet service is running slowly and completely out for a period of time. Similarly, if the bank servers go down or are temporarily unavailable due to the scheduled site maintenance, you won't be able to gain online or mobile access to your banking information. Okay. Then, Limitations on deposit. Daily or monthly mobile deposit limitations may make it difficult for individuals, but especially businesses, to make large deposits online. Once you have reached your designated limit, you will need to track to a branch to deposit money. Also, not all types of checks are easily read by computer scanning software. For example, business checks that are handwritten and have a black line of the reverse side to make a carbon record in an account register may be kicked out of the online deposit system, requiring an on-site deposit.